Hello guys, I'm Leslie Dayan L. Panisales and I'm here to discuss the NumPy, the introduction to an array. So ano nga ba yung NumPy? NumPy stands for Numerical Python. It is a Python library used for working with an array. It is used in linear algebra, Fourier transformation, and random number capabilities. It provides an array object much faster than traditional Python lists. So, may dalawa tayong types ng array. First is one-dimensional array, and second is multi-dimensional array. Yung one-dimensional array, ito yung type ng array na nakalinear. Then yung multi-dimensional naman, ito yung naka-tabular form. So, para mas maintindihan natin, i-open muna natin yung idle. So, open muna natin yung idle. Then, install muna tayo ng NumPy. Kasi pag hindi pa naka-install, ganito ang mangyayari. Import NumPy. Mag-error. So, punta muna tayo dito sa search bar. Then, search nyo CDM. So, open natin. Type natin Python --version. Then, enter. Next is pip space --version. Next is pip install NumPy. Then, wait lang tayo ng onte. So, ayun, install na. So, pagka-download natin ng NumPy kanina, in-ex muna natin yung idle, then proceed tayo uli, i-open uli natin. Then, import na natin, import NumPy as NP. So, yan. Then, first, start muna tayo sa pag-create ng array. So, arr np dot array, then create muna tayo ng list, 1, 2, 3. Para malinaw, it's not a type list po. Its own data type. So, try natin type arr. So, ayan. And ang maganda dito, kaya nating ma-check yung mga dimensions like shapes. So, arr.shape. So, ang na-print is 3. So, it means may array length tayo ng 3. Gawa nung list natin kanina na 1, 2, 3. Next is punta naman tayo dun sa nabanggit ko kaninang multi-dimensional array. So, type natin uli. List uli tayo. NP. Then, gawin muna natin dalawahan. 1, 2, 3. So, let's say ang second ay 4, 5, 6. Yan. So, try natin. arr. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kaninang naka-tabular method. Naka-tabular form. And try natin yung pag hindi natin ginamit yung array. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yan. Then, 4, 5, 6. So, try natin A. Yan. So, yan yung naka-linear form. Yan yung naka-straight line. So, next naman, type natin yung arr 0, 1. So, 2 yung lumabas. 2 ang lumabas kasi 0 yung index. And nasa first column tayo. So, yung 2 ang na-print. Next, print natin yung shape. Shape ulit tayo. Try natin. So, yun, 2, 3. Meaning nito is may 2 rows and 3 columns tayo. Pwede din nating i-check yung size. And ang dapat lalabas is 6. So, try natin. Here are the size. So, yun, tama, 6. So, that's all. I hope you learned something. Thank you.
So, guys, we're here para gumawa ng ako. Sabi na naman, title niya sa slip sa sakot. Diba? Pero, sa gagawin natin, gagamitin natin ngayon yung continue and break. So, ano nga ba yung meaning nito? Loops na pwede mo gamitin sa for loops or while loop. Pwede mo siyang magamit sa for loop para makita na kung ano nga ba yung mga variables natin na pwede ma-print. Tapos, ang break naman, ito yung nag-stop ng isang variable na nilagay natin sa argument. Try natin. Lagay muna natin yung using continue and break and for loops. Ayun, wala na. So next naman natin, lagay natin yung mga variables. So lagyan natin ng names. So next natin yung for name in names. Lagay din tayo ng if statement. So if name equals collect, lagay natin. So, lagay din natin yung continue. Tapos, print natin yung name. Ngayon, pwede natin i-check yung output. So, ito yung naging output natin. Tapos ngayon, try naman natin yung sa break. Subalit parang ikakape ko na lang siya since same na lang din ang gagamitin ko. Yung argument. Bali, ito na lang din yun. Gawa tayo ng new file. Tapos, copy na lang natin ito. Kaya lagyan naman natin ang let's start. Print let's start. Sa taas. At ng print pretty awesome. Ha! Sa baba. So, ayun. After natin yan, check natin ulit yung output. Ayun. So, ang madala natin ay Barry, Peter, and Maddie. No need na maglagay ng else kasi yung break na yung nagiging else natin. Yan. Yun ito. Ayun lang.
Hello guys, it's me, Shara. So I'm going to show you how to serialize objects in a Python. So this is a process in which you can store stuff into files and retrieve them later on. This is also a form of binary files. So kung meron po kayo ng mga list, dictionary, for example, tuples, or maybe some custom objects na kayo po mismo yung gumawa, na base siya sa mga class or groups, then want mo sila store sa isang file, I have a good solution for you. You got to Pickle. So ayun po, before po tayo mag-proceed po dito sa process na ito and kung paano po natin siya ma-execute sa Python, ibibigyan ko pa po kayo ng karagdagan po pong kalaman about po sa Pickle. So, if ever man po na ma-encounter po natin siya sa future, ay alam na po natin. So, ayun po. Pickle is a Python object serialization. The Pickle module implements binary protocols for serializing and deserializing a Python object structure. Pickling is the process. So, kapag pinaprocess na po siya, pickling na po yung tawag po sa kanya, whereby a Python object hierarchy is converted into a byte stream, and unpickling is the inverse operation whereby a byte stream from a binary file or bytes-like object is converted back into an object hierarchy. Pickling and unpickling is alternatively known as serialization, marshalling, or flattening. However, to avoid confusion, the term used here are pickling and unpickling. Alright, so let's continue. Okay, so we're going to import that module. I write the steps here. First is to import the pickle module. And then second, we're going to open a file for writing in binary mode. So this is going to be a pickle process. Okay, then the third one, we're going to use a method called dump. Then the fourth one is to write our object to the file that we opened. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and close our file. So, ang una po nating nagagawin ay i-store yung list. will write it into a file. So in order to do that, we have to import the pickle module. And then gagawa tayo ng list object. I'll call it numbers na lang. And then mag-assign tayo ng numbers na ilalagay natin. So it will be 8, 7, 5, 3, 2, 0, 9. Then i-open natin yung file that we want to write the list to. I want to write the object too, and so we got to provide a name for that file. So I just call it my data dot dot. And then I'm going to open it for writing. Then, so yung W stands for writing, then B stands for binary. Okay, then, so I have to assign the reference to the file object. Then we have to do is use this method that's defined in the pickle module, which is yung dump, and create a variable for that. So we write pickle.dump numbers f. And then this is once I'm done, I'll go ahead and close the file. Next is we want to unpickle it na. We want to unpickle it, and what that means is we're going to read in the list the object back from my data in our program. Okay, so madali lang siya gawin. It's just going to be the reverse of what we just did kanina. We're going to unpickle our pickle. So gagawa tayo ng another file object. Then I'll go ahead and open my data again. But this time, I'm going to open it for reading in binary mode. So yung R stands for reading and B stands for binary. Then tapos na. We're going to close it na. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the load function that's defined in the pickle module, and I'm going to specify the variable that I use to open the file. I'm going to put that as an argument na katulad nung ginawa natin kanina dun sa dump. So, ano nga ba yung load? Yung load is, it's going to read from that file object. It's going to say, hey, bigyan mo ako ng object. It's going to deserialize it, whatever it reads, and then it's going to return that object. So then, pwede ko na siya i-assign to what it returns to another variable. Then, kapag tapos na tayo, ipiprint na natin siya sa new number list. So, let's go ahead and check it out. Okay. So, natapos na po natin yung isa. Tapos, ngayon naman po, itatry naman po natin kung paano kung tatlo naman po, magdadagdag pa po tayo ng dalawa. So, magiging tatlo na object po siya. So, maglalagay po tayo ng tuple naman po. Tapos, itatagin po natin siya as sounds. So, lalagay po natin is meow, woof, and hello. So, the cat meows, and the dog woof, tapos yung as a person says hello po. Ayan. So, after po nyan, lalagay naman po na tayo ng dictionary po, tapos tatawagan po natin siya na as staff. Then, maglalagay po tayo ng hi is to 4, then street is 88. So, ayun po. After po natin na maglagay po ng 3 objects, i-open naman po natin yung file by writing binary mode. Tapos, we dump the 3 object to the file. Then, we close the file because tapos na po tayo doon. Then, we open the file for reading binary mode. Then, isa-set natin siya as end of the file equals false. So while not false at this point, it's true, not false is true. So, pupunta po tayo doon para itry na i-load po yung first object from the file and we'll assign O and then we print out O, then it'll be repeatedly read. Then after, ma-print na yung lahat na nasa object natin, doon na tayo papatak sa exception, which is yung except EOF error. And may overwritten po siya with true. So, we go back up to the top of the loop and so not true is what file false. So, that breaks the loop. After po nyan is, i-close na po natin yung file tapos. And finally, we are done. Ayan. So, makikita po natin yung kinalabasan po. So, nag-run naman po siya. Tama naman po. Makita po natin yung print na numbers equals 8753209. Then sounds equals meow, woof, hello. Then stuff is high for street and 88. Hello guys, so tapos na po natin i-process and i-execute po yung pickling process po sa ating Python. So that's the process of serialization or object serialization referred to as pickling in Python. So isa-summarize po natin ulit yung mga ginawa po natin kanina. So una po is we went through that process which is yung pickling nga po. Then we opened the file, dumped it, close the file, and then we look at the unpickling process, which is yung reverse lang po ng pickling, which is deserializing objects, which means read the objects back from the file into your program's memory. So in that way, your program can use it once again. So it's just the reverse. Open the file for reading in binary mode, do a load from the pickle module and use the load function. And then the load function is going to return. Once it successfully reads the object, it's going to return that object which you can assign to a variable. And you can do it with that variable, whatever you want to do with it, that you could with the object that was read. Then after that, you close the file. Now, if you've got multiple objects in the file that you need to read in, that you need to use load with, then you got to use a load. And once you reach the end of the file, the load function from the pickle module raises the exception, so you can use that to detect when you're done reading the object.